Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest battle you will ever face lies not in the physical world, but within the walls of your own mind. You see, there's a force inside each of us, a voice that wants to hold us back, that whispers doubts, tells us we're not good enough, that tries to convince us that success is reserved for someone else. And if we don't confront this negative thinking, if we don't challenge it, it will drive our choices, shape our actions, and ultimately limit our lives. So today, let's talk about killing that negative thinking. Let's discuss how we can uproot those thoughts that cloud our vision and rob us of our strength. The reality is, your mind is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it needs direction, discipline, and an unbreakable commitment to positivity and growth. Remember this, you are the architect of your own mind. You decide what thoughts take root and what thoughts have no place in your world. Once you make this decision, you can reshape your life. Let's dive into some key points to help you master your mindset and eliminate the negative thinking holding you back. Recognize that you have control over the way you think. No one else controls your mind but you. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, you take the first step toward building a stronger mindset. Shift your mindset about setbacks. Failure is not defeat, it's feedback. When you embrace failure as a teacher, it weakens the grip of negative thoughts. Train your mind to seek answers rather than dwell on obstacles. Each time a problem arises, ask yourself, what's the solution? Solutions breed empowerment, while dwelling on problems only feeds negativity. Build a circle of people who lift you up, encourage you, and push you to grow. Positive energy is contagious, and it has a powerful impact on reshaping how you think. Every morning, reflect on at least 3 things you're grateful for. This practice shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, silencing those thoughts of inadequacy. Know where you're headed and what you want from life. When you have a clear vision, you become focused on your goals, leaving little room for negative thoughts to creep in. Don't let negative thoughts linger. Challenge them as soon as they appear, questioning their validity and replacing them with positive affirmations. Commit to lifelong learning. Read, listen to empowering messages, and study people who have conquered challenges. The more you learn, the less room there is for negativity. Recognize and reward your progress, no matter how small. Each step forward builds your confidence and weakens the voice of doubt. Protect your mental space by limiting exposure to negativity, whether it's people, media, or your own self-doubt. Just as you protect your physical space, guard your mind with intention. Taking full responsibility for your thoughts is about recognizing the power you hold over your own mind. You see, it's easy to blame circumstances, people, or even the world for the way we feel, for the doubts we carry, or the fears we let consume us. But ultimately, the direction of our thoughts, our mindset, and our outlook is a choice. When we acknowledge this responsibility, we become aware that every thought we allow to linger in our mind has an impact on our lives. We can choose to think thoughts that empower us, that align with our goals and dreams, or we can let our mind be swayed by negativity, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs. This choice, taking ownership of every thought, is what separates those who live with purpose from those who feel powerless. Responsibility for our thoughts doesn't mean we ignore challenging emotions or difficult experiences. It means we decide how long they're allowed to stay, how much they're allowed to influence us, and whether they'll shape our future. Every time a negative thought arises, you have a choice. Do you accept it, let it take root, or do you question it, challenge it, and replace it with a thought that moves you forward? This kind of responsibility requires discipline. It's about training the mind to catch negativity in the act, to stop it before it takes over, and replace it with thoughts that build strength. It's a daily commitment, a process of mastering yourself, because when you master your thoughts, you gain the clarity and courage to build the life you truly want. Responsibility isn't about control, it's about freedom, the freedom to choose thoughts that inspire you, encourage you, and remind you of your own potential. It's about understanding that you have everything within you to shape your world, and it all begins with what you allow into your mind. Changing your perspective on failure is about redefining what it truly means. Failure is often seen as an end, a reason to give up, or worse, as a confirmation of inadequacy. But failure, in reality, is nothing more than a part of the journey, a stepping stone toward growth and understanding. When we change how we view it, failure becomes a friend, not an enemy. It becomes one of our greatest teachers. Think about it, every failure holds a lesson, a chance to see what didn't work, a moment to learn something new about ourselves and the process we're in. Each setback is an opportunity to pause, reflect, and adjust. Success doesn't come in a straight line. It comes from trial and error, from refining our methods, and from discovering what works through discovering what doesn't. Those who embrace failure are the ones who gain resilience, strength, and a deeper sense of purpose. They are the ones who look at obstacles and think, what can I learn from this, rather than why did this happen to me? And this perspective shift requires courage. It means stepping back from the emotional sting of the moment and seeing the big picture. Every time we fail, we get closer to success because we're refining our approach, building our skills, and preparing ourselves to handle the responsibilities that come with achieving our goals. So failure isn't defeat, it's progress in disguise. It's a necessary part of reaching any significant achievement because it keeps us grounded, reminds us to stay humble, and teaches us to adapt. When you change your perspective on failure, it becomes a tool for self-improvement rather than a roadblock. It's there to teach you patience, to help you strengthen your resolve, and to show you that setbacks are simply setups for comebacks. Embrace failure with the understanding that every misstep, every mistake is leading you one step closer to the vision you're building. And with each failure you face, remember you're not moving backward, you're simply learning, growing, and preparing for success. Focusing on solutions instead of problems is a habit that separates those who progress from those who stay stuck. When a challenge appears, it's easy to get wrapped up in what's wrong, what's difficult, or why things aren't going as planned. But staying in this mindset does nothing to move us forward. Dwelling on problems is like planting weeds in a garden. They grow quickly, crowding out our creativity, our vision, and our ability to find a way forward. Shifting to a solution-oriented mindset takes discipline. It's about training yourself to recognize a problem, but not letting it have the final say. Instead of asking, why is this happening, we ask, how can I resolve this? Or what's my next step? Solutions begin to emerge when we shift our focus from the limitations to the possibilities. This change in perspective opens up a new level of thinking, one that invites us to be creative, resourceful, and resilient. Consider this: every great achievement, invention, or discovery came from someone willing to look past the problem and search for answers. They didn't waste time blaming the circumstances or getting lost in frustration. They kept their minds fixed on finding a way through, around, or over the obstacles. When you focus on solutions, you engage your mind in productive action. Problems may slow you down, but they won't stop you because you've trained yourself to keep moving forward with a sense of purpose. And remember, a solution-oriented mindset is contagious. It impacts the people around you, inviting them to look for ways forward instead of reasons to quit. Every time you approach a problem with a solution in mind, you reinforce your confidence and prove to yourself that there's always a way. This habit, over time, builds momentum in every area of life. So the next time a problem appears, catch yourself. Shift your focus immediately from the problem to the possibilities. What resources can you tap into? What skills can you apply? What step can you take today to make progress? When you make this shift, you're no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You're in control, steering your life with intention, knowing that every problem holds a solution waiting for you to find it. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is one of the most powerful steps you can take in shaping your life and achieving your goals. The people around you have a subtle yet profound effect on your thinking, your motivation, and ultimately your outcomes. If you're surrounded by people who lift you up, who encourage you, and who inspire you to grow, then you're feeding your mind and spirit with a constant source of energy, ambition, and hope. Think of it like this: each person you allow into your circle brings with them a certain mindset, a certain attitude toward life. If you're around people who see potential, who talk about ideas, who believe in progress, then that attitude becomes contagious. You start thinking in terms of possibility. Start seeing the world as filled with opportunities rather than limitations. Positive influences reinforce your belief that you can achieve more, that there's always room to improve, and that challenges are simply opportunities in disguise. But it takes a conscious effort to cultivate these relationships. It means choosing carefully who you spend your time with, being mindful of the people whose words and actions contribute to your vision, and who encourage you to become the best version of yourself. Positive influences aren't just about being around cheerful people, it's about surrounding yourself with those who genuinely want to see you succeed and who will hold you accountable to your own potential. When you have people like this in your life, it becomes much easier to stay on track. They remind you of what's possible when you start to doubt. They offer support when things get tough, and they encourage you to keep moving forward, even when you feel tempted to give up. Positive influences are like anchors, keeping you grounded in your goals and pulling you back up when you fall. So take a look around. Who in your life is inspiring you, lifting you, and challenging you to think bigger? If you find that some people are pulling you down, gently step back and make room for those who truly support your journey. Make this shift with intention, knowing that the people around you are the environment in which your dreams will either flourish or fade. When you surround yourself with positive influences, you're creating a space where growth can thrive. You're investing in relationships that energize you, renew your focus, and remind you that every step forward is possible. This is how you build a life of purpose, surrounded by people who believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. Practicing gratitude daily is one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can develop. It's about pausing each day to appreciate what you have, to recognize the small victories, and to reflect on the abundance already present in your life. When you start each day with gratitude, you set the tone for a positive mindset, creating a mental environment that nurtures contentment, peace, and resilience. You see, the mind naturally tends to focus on what's missing, on the challenges, or on what could go wrong. It's part of our survival instinct. But when we make a habit of practicing gratitude, we train our minds to look for the good, to notice what's working, and to appreciate what's already here. This shift isn't just a mental exercise, it changes the way we see ourselves and our circumstances. Gratitude reminds us that no matter what we're working toward or the challenges we're facing, we already have a foundation to build on. Imagine starting each morning by listing a few things you're grateful for. Maybe it's your health, the people who support you, or even the chance to pursue a goal. This simple act realigns your focus, so instead of looking at what you lack, you start to recognize the strengths, resources, and blessings you have. And this creates a powerful mindset. You move through the day with a sense of fulfillment rather than need, with awareness of abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude also fuels motivation. When we see the good in our lives, we're inspired to keep building on it. We become more resilient because we recognize that, no matter the circumstances, there are still things worth celebrating. Gratitude gives us a reason to keep pushing forward with a positive spirit, knowing that every step we take is adding to the richness of what we already have. It's a habit that doesn't take much time but pays incredible dividends. Start each day with gratitude, end each day with gratitude, and watch as it transforms your perspective. You'll find yourself more focused, more at peace, and more energized to pursue your dreams. Gratitude creates a mental framework where growth is not just possible but inevitable. It reminds us that while we're reaching for more, there's already so much to be thankful for along the way. Developing a strong vision is one of the most essential steps to achieving any meaningful success. Without a clear vision, you're like a ship without a compass, drifting wherever the current takes you, reacting to life instead of steering it. But with a vision, something you can see, feel, and believe in, you give yourself a powerful force of direction. You're not just going through the motions, you're aiming for something that calls to you, something that pulls you forward each day with purpose and enthusiasm. A strong vision is about knowing where you want to go, but it's more than a list of goals. It's a picture of the future that feels so vivid, so real, that it energizes you, giving you the strength to overcome obstacles and push through challenges. When you have this kind of vision, it acts as a guide, helping you make decisions and prioritize actions that align with your purpose. This vision becomes your anchor, especially in those moments when the path gets tough or when doubts creep in. Developing a vision requires time and reflection. It's about getting clear on what matters most to you, what kind of life you want to live, the values you want to uphold, and the legacy you want to leave behind. It's not about fitting into someone else's mold or following a path that doesn't resonate with you. A strong vision is deeply personal. It comes from your own desires, your own passions, and your own aspirations. Take time to dream, to imagine your ideal future, and let yourself feel it as if it's already a reality. When your vision is clear, it becomes easier to set goals that move you in that direction. You're not just setting targets for the sake of achievement, you're setting milestones that bring you closer to the life you've envisioned. And each step you take, each goal you accomplish, reinforces your belief in that vision and strengthens your commitment to see it through. A powerful vision provides both the destination and the motivation needed to keep moving, even when the journey feels challenging. But a strong vision is not static. As you grow, your vision might evolve, becoming richer and more refined. This is a natural part of the process. Your vision will expand as you expand, and each step forward reveals new possibilities. Embrace this growth, knowing that your vision is a living, breathing guide, a reminder of why you started and a source of inspiration to keep you going. So build a vision that excites you, that keeps you focused, and that reminds you every day of what you're working toward. Let it be your source of strength, your compass, and your reason to keep striving. With a strong vision, you're not just hoping for a better future, you're actively creating it. Challenging negative thoughts immediately is a powerful habit that keeps your mind clear, focused, and moving in the right direction. Negative thoughts are like little seeds that, if left unchecked, can grow into massive weeds, clouding your thinking, distorting your confidence, and holding you back from taking action. The sooner you catch these thoughts, the less power they have to take root and affect your outlook. When you challenge them right away, you stop them before they spread, keeping your mind sharp and free from the clutter of doubt and discouragement. The key here is awareness. Negative thoughts can slip in subtly, sometimes barely noticeable, yet they have a way of influencing your mood, your decisions, and your energy. You may find yourself thinking, what if I'm not good enough? Or what if this doesn't work out? Recognize these thoughts for what they are: temporary intruders that do not define your reality. The moment you become aware of a negative thought, you take back control. You can choose to question it, replace it, or simply let it go. Think of it like strengthening a muscle. Every time you challenge a negative thought, you're building your mental resilience, training your mind to focus on what's constructive rather than what's limiting. Instead of accepting negative thoughts at face value, ask yourself, is this thought based on fact? Or is it just a feeling? Most of the time, you'll find that these thoughts have no real foundation. They're just the mind's way of reacting to fear or uncertainty. Once you've questioned a negative thought, replace it with something empowering. If you're thinking, I can't handle this, try changing it to, I may face challenges, but I'm capable of finding solutions. This small shift in language makes a huge difference. It moves you from a position of defeat to one of confidence, reminding you of your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Challenging negative thoughts isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing not to let unproductive thoughts control your actions or define your potential. It's about training your mind to stay focused on what you can do, what's possible, and what steps you can take right now to keep progressing. Each time you challenge a negative thought, you're reinforcing your mental discipline, strengthening your mindset, and building a foundation of positivity. And over time, this habit transforms your thinking. You become someone who naturally focuses on solutions, who sees setbacks as opportunities to learn, and who knows that any challenge can be overcome. By challenging negative thoughts, you reclaim the power of your mind and make room for growth, confidence, and success. Investing in personal growth is one of the most valuable commitments you can make. When you dedicate yourself to growing, learning, and developing new skills, you are essentially increasing your own value, not just in the marketplace, but in every area of life. Growth is what propels you forward, keeps you adaptable, and opens doors you didn't even know were there. When you invest in yourself, you're not just preparing for a better future, you're equipping yourself with the tools to build it. Personal growth isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. It's about consistently expanding your knowledge, your perspectives, and your skill set. Whether it's reading books, attending seminars, listening to empowering messages, or learning from mentors, every bit of effort you put into growth adds up over time. Imagine it like planting seeds. Every book, every lesson, every skill is a seed that will eventually bear fruit. You may not see immediate results, but over time, these seeds blossom into abilities, insights, and strengths that make a profound difference in your life. When you commit to personal growth, you're preparing yourself to handle opportunities as they come. You're equipping yourself with wisdom, insight, and the confidence that comes from knowing you've put in the work to be prepared. Opportunities don't wait around, they go to those who are ready. The more you grow, the more prepared you are to seize those moments, to step up, and to meet life's challenges with capability and resilience. This journey also shapes your character. Growth stretches you, it takes you out of your comfort zone and challenges you to reach higher. You may encounter setbacks or face things that don't come easily, but each obstacle you overcome builds your strength and discipline. Personal growth is not always a smooth path, but it is a path that builds qualities like perseverance, self-discipline, and confidence, qualities that cannot be taken away once developed. Another important part of personal growth is that it's contagious. When you grow, you inspire those around you to grow as well. Your family, your colleagues, your friends, they all benefit from the influence of someone who is continually learning, evolving, and becoming better. You become an example of what's possible, encouraging others to invest in their own development. This creates a ripple effect, raising the standard for everyone around you and fostering an environment where growth becomes the norm. So make personal growth a priority. Set aside time every day to learn something new, to reflect, to stretch yourself. Understand that this investment in yourself pays dividends over time in ways that compound and multiply. Growth isn't about perfection, it's about progress, about constantly becoming more of the person you're capable of being. When you invest in personal growth, you're making the most important investment of all, because you're investing in the only person who will be with you through every challenge, every victory, and every opportunity: yourself. Celebrating small wins is one of the most effective ways to stay motivated, build confidence, and make progress toward your larger goals. Every big achievement is built on a foundation of small steps, small victories that, on their own, may seem insignificant. But these little wins are the building blocks of success, each one a milestone that brings you closer to the bigger picture. When you take the time to recognize them, you fuel your momentum and remind yourself that you're making progress. The beauty of celebrating small wins is that it shifts your focus from how far you still have to go to how far you've already come. It's easy to get discouraged when you're only looking at the end goal, which may feel distant or overwhelming. But when you break it down and acknowledge each small achievement along the way, you build a sense of accomplishment that reinforces your belief in yourself. This mindset keeps you motivated, reminding you that every effort, no matter how small, is moving you forward. Small wins are also powerful because they reinforce the habit of taking action. When you reward yourself for completing even the smallest task, you create a positive feedback loop. Your brain starts associating effort with a feeling of success, making you more likely to keep pushing forward. Over time, this pattern strengthens your resilience, builds discipline, and helps you develop a strong work ethic. You become someone who is not just chasing a big dream, but who is committed to making progress day by day. Celebrating small wins doesn't require a big production. It can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect, giving yourself a mental pat on the back, or treating yourself to something small. The key is to acknowledge the effort and progress, to recognize that every step matters, and to celebrate that you are actively working toward your goals. Each time you pause to appreciate a small win, you're telling yourself, I'm on the right path. I'm moving forward. This practice also shifts your attitude. Instead of feeling like you're constantly working with little to show for it, you start to notice and appreciate the progress that's happening in real time. This shift from scarcity to abundance, from focusing on what's missing to recognizing what's being achieved, creates a sense of fulfillment that keeps you energized and optimistic. In the long run, celebrating small wins strengthens your perseverance. You start to realize that success isn't just about the big moments, it's about the journey, the daily wins, and the small steps taken consistently over time. This is what builds momentum and creates lasting change. By acknowledging these moments, you're setting yourself up for even bigger achievements because you're learning to trust the process and to find joy in the journey. So take time to celebrate each small step. Recognize each win as a sign that you're moving forward, that you're committed, and that you're getting closer to your vision. It's not just the final goal that matters, it's each step along the way, each victory, no matter how small, that contributes to the success you're building. Setting boundaries for your mind is a crucial practice in maintaining mental clarity, focus, and overall well-being. Just as we set physical boundaries in our lives to protect our time and space, it's equally important to establish mental boundaries that safeguard our thoughts and emotional energy. In a world filled with distractions, negativity, and constant noise, learning to protect your mind becomes an essential skill for achieving your goals and living a fulfilling life. The first step in setting these boundaries is recognizing what influences you allow in. Consider the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the environments you spend time in. Are they uplifting and constructive, or do they drag you down and create mental clutter? A clear boundary means being selective about the sources of information you expose yourself to, whether that's the news, social media, or even the opinions of others. By curating what you let into your mind, you can maintain a positive mental space that encourages growth instead of doubt. It's also essential to protect your mental energy by being mindful of the people you surround yourself with. Negative influences can seep into your mind, breeding doubt and fear, which can hinder your progress. Set boundaries by limiting your interactions with those who consistently bring negativity or who don't support your vision. Seek out relationships that inspire and uplift you, that challenge you to be better, and that encourage you to stay focused on your goals. Remember, you become like the people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Additionally, setting mental boundaries involves being intentional about your thoughts. It means recognizing when negative or unproductive thoughts arise and choosing to challenge them immediately. This practice is not about denying reality, but rather about taking control of your mental landscape. When negative thoughts come knocking, don't let them in, confront them with logic and positivity. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it true? What can I focus on instead? This process helps you to reclaim your mental power and keeps you aligned with your purpose. In practical terms, setting boundaries also means establishing time for mental rest and rejuvenation. It's vital to give your mind a break from constant stimulation. Schedule downtime to engage in activities that promote relaxation and mindfulness, whether that's meditation, exercise, reading, or simply enjoying nature. This downtime is crucial for mental clarity, allowing you to recharge and come back to your goals with renewed focus and energy. As you practice setting these boundaries, you'll notice a shift in your overall mindset. With a clearer mental space, you become more productive, more focused, and more resilient in the face of challenges. You'll find it easier to maintain a positive outlook and to stay motivated even when obstacles arise. By protecting your mind, you're creating an environment that fosters growth, creativity, and success. Remember, setting boundaries for your mind is not a one-time event, it's a continual practice. As you grow and change, your boundaries may need to adapt as well. Stay attuned to what serves you and what doesn't, and don't hesitate to reinforce your mental boundaries when necessary. In doing so, you'll cultivate a strong, empowered mindset that enables you to pursue your dreams with confidence and clarity.